cancel. Loss of a loved one, loss of a loved one, witnessing violence and other significant. We briefly touch on the types of trauma. Three kinds we looked at. We looked at acute trauma that results from a single incident, example, a car accident. We talk about chronic trauma, which resulted from repeated and prolonged exposure to stressful events, example, domestic violence or ongoing abuse. We talked about complex trauma, results from exposure to multiple traumatic events. It means it keeps going on. And so the effects of this trauma, it tells us that it brings on the anxiety, depressions, emotional detachment, and so like. In this second lesson, we give 2 key points or 2 steps that help us to confront and overcome trauma. We said avoiding is not the answer. And the 2 steps that we looked at was self-awareness, and that is overcoming an obstacle. It means acknowledging the presence of the problem. So, in order for us to overcome these traumas or these fears, it says we first have to acknowledge that we have a problem or there is a problem. And is that we must accept the reality of the situation. The reality of the situation. It doesn't mean that we are going to give in to it or submit to it, but we are just recognizing that there is a situation. We are preparing to take the appropriate action. So first we must acknowledge if we have to overcome. We have to acknowledge we have to acknowledge there is a fear or there. Now we looked at 2 words that will help us overcome these trauma, and I'm going to go real quickly. First of all, we have to confront in order for us to overcome these traumas, or for us to overcome these experiences, we have to confront the problem. We have to confront the problem. It's simply we have to face or deal with the difficult situation directly. We have to deal with courage. What does that mean? Dealing with the intention of getting the problem solved. So what we are looking at, we are going to overcome trauma. And then the other, overcome these traumas, it says that we have to gain control of our lives, as it will, or gain control of the situation. And in order for us to gain control, we have to deal with the difficulty. Sometimes we might need therapy, and sometimes we will have to get other support. So in a nutshell, that's what I talk about, other support. So in a nutshell, that's what I talked about last week. Now, there was much more to it, but last week. Now, there was much more to it, but because of time, we have to go through. Now, I want to talk about, for our lesson, overcome. This is lesson 3. Having overcome inner fears, it says we are now ready to sin our inner fears. God bless you. Have a good evening. We love you. Have a good evening. We love you.